Bonjour et bienvenue au Gourmet, the channel where I cook my way through all the cookbooks I own and have never used. We have done it, guys. This is Mastering the Art of French Cooking. Today we're making, can you even see it? A soufflé au chocolat, or chocolate soufflé. And this is going to be the last recipe from this cookbook. I'm pretty excited. If this feels like a big milestone to have actually cooked our way through mastering the art of French cooking. Um, Stay tuned for the review video for the cookbook. That'll be coming out at some point soon. We've made one souffle. We made the cheese souffle early on. Now it's time to finish the book, end it with a chocolate souffle. I'm excited for this one. Don't mind that mess. That's me getting prepped for it. To start, we're going to melt our chocolate. We have 7 ounces of like a semi-sweet chocolate. I'm just using Ghirardelli from the grocery store. And then here, in this cup, I've got some pre-made coffee. And we need a third cup. So here's our cup. And I'm just going to go ahead. Oops. Okay. Not doing a great job. But we just need a third cup of that. And we're just melting these together. And then once these are melted, we'll set this aside. Okay, so we finished melting our chocolate and coffee together back here. I'm just going to let this sit to the side. And then what we need now is we need a third cup of flour, which for some reason I didn't get ready. Okay. Third cup of flour. And I'm just going to make a mess, but this seems like a third, so we'll pour that in there. And then we need 2 cups of milk. So here's my milk. Normally I would complain about this because I'm not a milk drinker, and so I wouldn't have liked to have to buy a big thing of milk just for this recipe. However, I'm still practicing. I got the Ninja Creamy not too long ago, and I'm still practicing with it. So I think I'm okay. I want to have the milk on hand. But we have our saucepan, we have our flour, and we're just going to start whisking in the milk. It says until you have a smooth cream. It tells you to dribble it in. So whatever that means. Oh, okay, I'm just making a mess. Oh boy. My burner is hot. I just melted the chocolate on this, so. Ah! You know what? Here goes the milk. I know that's not what the recipe said to do, but I'm literally just now cooking milk on the burner because I couldn't do it right. So, too bad. Okay, so I've got my burner on. I need to add in 3 tablespoons of butter. So, here's our butter. We just had it sitting on the counter. It's one we used. I used it the other day. So it's not the prettiest, but I'm not feeding this to anybody. It's literally just going to me. So I'm not too worried about it. But here's our 3 tablespoons. So I'm going to go ahead, top that, and just see if we can't. I think maybe now that I look at it, whatever else was left was also 3 tablespoons, but too late now. And we're going to whisk in our butter. And basically, we are going to bring this to a boil and then remove from heat. And that's where things get a little more interesting. And we might kind of switch up the camera angle a little bit, not too sure. But we're going to have to crack in eggs and separate egg yolks from egg whites, do all that stuff.
But I'm not going to make you watch this as the butter melts and this slowly comes to a boil. So I'll see you guys when we're ready for the eggs. Okay, so we've got our milk. Everything here is melted. We've brought it to a boil, and we have it off heat, and we're whisking. We're gonna go ahead and whisk in the egg yolks, kind of one at a time, kind of not, just because one of them definitely broke, but that's fine. So here's that. This is 3. We've pretty much done all 4. Okay, and here's the sort of ish that last one. Okay. This feels nice and thick. And now I am going to get our chocolate. Just give this another stir. It got cold a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and dump in our chocolate. Trying not to get it all over the whisk handle and not succeeding. Okay. Yay. There we go. And, ooh, look at that. Oh, doesn't that just look so delicious? Yum. Now, I did have technically, when I measured out our chocolate, I measured out just over 7 ounces because that's what I poured, and I wasn't going to put any left in the bag. So I'm okay to have a little bit left off. That probably brings us a little closer to 7 ounces. I am going to try to get some off of here, though. Perfect. Oh, it smells so good. And now we're going to add in a tablespoon of vanilla extract. So we have our homemade vanilla, and we're just going to... There we go. Ooh, that was loud. I really slammed that on the counter. Oops. Okay. And I'm just trying to get this in together. Perfect. Oh, had to bring it up. You know, we have to do this quality test. So I'm going to set this to the side. This is, that's going to set to the side. The book says if you're not using within 5 to 10 minutes, lay a sheet of plastic wrap directly over the top so it doesn't have a skin form. But hopefully we'll be ready in 10 minutes. I've already measured everything out as far as the like egg whites and stuff go. So we're going to change the camera angle a little bit and get ready for our egg whites. So let's start with our egg whites. We need 6 egg whites, which I have pre-measured. Look at me go, pre-measuring. We're going to go ahead and dump them into the blender or mixer. It's not a blender. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. I'm going to add in just a little bit of salt. It says a pinch. Well, technically it says 1/8 of a teaspoon. So that's kind of like a pinch to me, or maybe 2 pinches. I'm going to give our chocolate a stir just because, I don't know, I'm paranoid about the skin, but I think we'll be ready in 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not worried about it. While our egg whites are whipping, I'm going to go ahead and measure out a 1/2 cup of sugar. We're not ready to add this in yet. We need our egg whites to form soft peaks, and then we can add in the sugar. But, you know, we're actually trying in this video to pre-measure, which is something we don't do on this channel typically. So, I don't know if it's just like been because it's been a whole weekend of baking, or if I'm just really excited to eat this one, but I don't want to wait any longer than I have to. And of course, I made a mess while pouring the sugar, so. Oh, geez. I can't do anything cleanly these last couple days. It's rough out here.
I would say that's pretty soft.
Okay, we've got our soft peaks. And now we're just going to sprinkle in the sugar. This is our half cup of sugar. And we're beating this with the egg whites until the egg whites get stiff peaks and they're nice and glossy. There's all of our sugar. So I think we have pretty stiff peaks. I'm going to beat off this, or not, I guess, get all of the, really am going to beat it off. I thought it was going to be a little more easier than that, but we got our egg whites off of our mixer. Now we are going to pour our chocolate into the bowl. I've been occasionally whisking it just to make sure it doesn't get a film, but it's been only just at like 8 minutes or so. I'm gonna slowly stream in a little bit of what does it say to do? It says a certain way. Scrape the side of the chocolate mixture into the side of the egg white bowl. Okay. What if I just kind of did this? And then we can kind of pour the chocolate into the side of the egg white bowl. It doesn't say to do it a little bit at a time, but every other thing I've ever read says to, but maybe it's because this has been sitting. We're going to follow the recipe. It says scrape it into the side of the bowl. I'm more pouring than scraping, but it is what it is. Okay. And now we are going to fold them together. This is going to take forever. That's okay. We want it to be nice and light and airy and chocolatey. So this is just a mid-folding update, and this is really just asking the internet for help. So I don't know how well you can see, but there's definitely big chunks of egg whites still left. How do you how do you incorporate those? Like, do you just kind of break them apart? Like, what am I supposed to do? Because you don't want to. I know I don't want to knock out all the air. Oh well. We might not mix all of these in. Is that bad? So I don't see any big chunks. So we're going to change the camera angle and we'll get right back to it. Okay. So here's our prepared souffle dish. We need to add a collar of aluminum foil. It's been buttered. But here's a collar of aluminum foil. It says to go all the way around. We almost make it. And then what I did, just to keep the collar on, was cover the bottom in tinfoil. I'm sure that's not exactly right, but I don't know how else it was supposed to stay on. So here's our souffle tin. We're going to take our mixture and we're just going to go ahead and pour this in. Oh boy, I'm going to have to put this on a tray. It's going to flow over. I bet. What if I just don't use it all? That feels like a waste, but I also feel like this is the same size I used in the other recipe that we made, and we're definitely overflowing. We're probably not supposed to bake this on a tray, I'm sure, but forgive me. Okay, so here's our souffle. It's going to go in the oven at 375 for, well, our oven's been preheating at 425, and this is going to go in the oven at 375 for how long? 35 to 40 minutes. This is just an extra piece of aluminum foil to see if we can hold this together. The answer is not really. Well, duh, I can just do this. Hello. Why am I not thinking about this? Boop, boop. Okay, we did it. I'm just gonna, I think I'm still gonna keep this on the baking sheet. That might, change the way it bakes, but we're gonna put this in the oven, and I'll see you guys when this is finished. What we are gonna do is, at the 40-minute mark, sprinkle this with powdered sugar and then bake it for another 10 minutes. But I don't have a way to film that, and I don't want it to lose any of the height. So we're going to try our best with that stuff, but that might go pretty wrong. Okay, I'm showing you this because there's no way that we're putting it, but our butter didn't work all the way. We are certainly losing some of this. I'm just going to plate this and I'll taste it on camera. So here is our bowl of chocolate souffle. It smells great. Now, it was too close to the top of the oven, so it is burnt. But what are you gonna do? Let's just give it a try. Just blue powdered sugar all over. We'll talk about that in a second. Look, it's great. Do I think it's a smidge underbaked? Yes. Have I baked it for way longer than the recipe says? Yes. Um, so I don't know what happened there. Our collar, as you saw, only half worked. Maybe I didn't butter all of it enough. I don't know. There's a million things. Um, Honestly, it tastes great. I think I might have just said that. There's powdered sugar everywhere in my kitchen because when you open the oven to put powdered sugar on top, like the recipe says to do, it just kind of poofs everywhere from the heat. So what made it on to the souffle was about half of what is now over my kitchen. Um, but I did like this one. I think it's not necessarily hard to make like the batter or anything like that. Clearly, I've struggled with the cooking, and I didn't feel like I struggled cooking the cheese souffle that we made before. So I don't know what is so different. Now, this is a lot bigger of a souffle, and that might be why. I might just have too small of a souffle dish. Um, but I didn't look into that before making this because I owned one. I'm not going to go buy another one just to make this. It is what it is. So maybe I should have cooked the souffle like in not used all the batter, but we were making it, so why wouldn't I do it? Anyways, we can go on and on about how this is a little slightly undercooked, how we burnt it, how we did so many different things with it. At the end of the day, it's great. Do I wish that I had some like whipped cream or vanilla ice cream to go with this? Yes. I had to go out and buy chocolate for this special. I had to buy eggs because it took basically 6 eggs. I had to, if I didn't have the milk already, I would have had to buy milk. So there's a lot of things that I think I personally don't keep on hand for this. You might, but I don't think it's that common to keep all of these ingredients like in the quantity that they are on hand. Um, so that's my only drawback to this, minus the cooking or plus the cooking, I guess. It's not like the recipe was overly difficult to follow. It just the baking of it has gone really wrong. Um, and like I said, that might be on me. I don't know for sure. Let's give it an 8.5. Let's go there.
because it's the chocolate flavor is so good. You make this, let me know what you think. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.